it's been a bit of a bit in the back this shall we start that again? Join us at Loughrigg. Now, we've never been here before, so this really is a scouting mission. And the sky is actually beginning to come good directly above us. We've got some blue sky and some clouds coming through. But conditions still aren't ideal. It's later on in the day. It's, I don't know, early afternoon, 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that. So not ideal conditions for landscape photography. So we're treating it as a scouting mission for our next trip up. So I'm trying to think outside the box, and I've just had a wander around and I've come across a fallen branch in the water. Excuse me, it's still a bit chilly even though the sun has come out, and I thought it would make quite a nice subject. Now bear in mind I can't actually see what you're seeing when I turn this camera around, but we'll have a go. Just a second. Right, so you may be able to make out down here, there's a gorgeous fallen branch and it's catching the light. It could be a silver birch for all I know, and the wind has just started to pick up, so it's moving slightly. So we've got the light hitting it, and I was playing with the 10 stop and the polariser. You might be able to see that the water is not smooth, which is great because it's got rid of the reflections on the far side over here. So give me a few minutes and I'll be back and I'll see if we've managed to get anything this time. Well, I've given it another go, but the wind has just dropped off enough so that where you can see out, oh sorry, you went all wonky there, you can see the reflections coming through. The first image I took, the water was rippled enough that the reflections weren't there, and it gave a really misty feel to it. So I'm really quite pleased with that. I'm just trying it again. I tried it with the polariser turned the other way, and I got the reflections of the clouds, because we have, I'll just turn you up, don't know if you can see that lot, we've got some blue sky coming through and some lovely white fluffy clouds. So yeah, there's a few other little locations that I'm going to go and have a wander around here. As I say, it's a new place to us. Ideally, sorry, you're going to get dizzy, up here, Loughrigg Fell. There's a beautiful view out across the tarn, but that's for another day. Yeah, that's definitely for another day. So I'm going to leave it there, and I will catch up with you if I find another location. We then nipped up to Castlerigg. Now, I've never got a photo that I'm happy with at Castlerigg, and that didn't alter today. Although there was light, it's really strange. It was like someone had been up and swept all the snow away from the stones. It's very strange. So we thought, we're in the area, we'll nip down to Windermere and do the jetty. Now, I've been to the Lake District several times, and I've never shot Bowness Jetty. And it got a bit damaged in the storm, so it's kind of a bit on the wonk. So I haven't shot Bowness Jetty today either. What I have done is come down here. We had some beautiful light, absolutely beautiful light, over the hills. Let me see if I can turn you around. There we are. Over the hills in the far distance. So I had to find a composition that would allow me to incorporate that. And I concentrated on these stones here, which I'll just try and show you these. You should just about be able to see, oh, not there you won't. There we go. You'll see almost like a circle of stones just here. So I concentrated on those, just shooting out across the water, taking the hills in the background, and then the sky in the back. Now the images that I'm seeing on the back of the camera, where are they? They are. The images that I'm seeing on the back of the camera, I'm really, really pleased with. It's the best colour that we've had since we've got up here. We didn't have a sunrise. We've had a bit of blue sky this afternoon, and we weren't expecting a sunset. So the image that I did, let me just get my remote trigger out of my pocket. Hold on a second, there we go. I've got 246 seconds. I'm shooting at, I think it was f14, and ISO 100, just for a change. And I've got the 10 stop and the reverse grad on, and that's all I had. So I'm just going to check this image, won't be a sec. Yeah, the best of the light has gone, the best of the colour has gone. I'm really pleased, I think, with the image that I got. I had a wander round to see what was here, because other than the jetty I wasn't really sure what else we'd get. I am going to go and try a shot at the jetty, although the best of the colour's got. We've gone now into blue hour and there's lovely layers in the background, so who knows, I might get something. But no, really pleased with that. I say it's been a bit bitty and batty today, because where we've been stopping for photographs, it has been either ridiculously cold and the batteries are dying like there's no tomorrow, or it's been so windy that I just haven't been able to talk to you. But it's been a really successful day. It's been a great scouting day. I think from the trip I have now got 3 images that will quite possibly get printed. So yeah, really good day. It doesn't really matter anymore that the weather isn't what we wanted, that the snow isn't what we wanted, because we've managed to have fun and we've got some images that we like. So yeah, it's fabulous. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll pop this image up in a bit and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Just for a giggle, I've made it down to Bowness Jetty, and my esteemed colleague advises me we're actually on Derwent water, not Windermere. My apologies. I've never shot the jetty before, as I said, so I decided to give it a go. The best of the light I got up there, and I think I've lost a bit of the vlog from up there, which is really frustrating. However, we'll battle on. I'm just shooting straight down the jetty. I've had to come down 3/4 of the way out because the first part of it has got little bits of ice on it and it's really not pretty. My OCD is twitching because we are listing to the right, but I'm not going to straighten it in post. We've got a little bit of colour still in the background, but we're in blue hour and it's gone really, really blue. I'm shooting in portrait orientation and I'm shooting at 17mm, the widest I can go on the 17-55. Just to try and elongate the little bit of the jetty that I've got in the shot. And then we've got the layers of the mountains behind and a little bit of detail in the sky. As I say, ISO 100, f14. My last shot that I got of the stones was 245 seconds. So I'm expecting this one to be around about 300, 350 because we're losing ambient light all the time. I've got the 10 stop and the reverse grad on because the sky is still lighter than the hills and the water. The wind has died right off, which is fabulous. So we'll see what this one turns out like. We're going to retire after this, go back to the bunkhouse, have some tea, have a shower and warm up, and decide where we're going to head for sunrise tomorrow. we've come to yet another new location for us. It's been a really good weekend for scouting things. We figured that there wasn't going to be any colour in the sky this morning. The weather forecast was anywhere from snow, rain and totally greyed out skies, so we didn't rush to get down here, and we've come to Grasmere. It's just the other side of Rydal Water. I think it goes Grasmere, then you have Rydal, and then I think you go onto the River Brathay, but that might be slightly wrong. It's a lovely little place. We had a little bit of a false start getting here. It's about 10 minutes from White Moss car park. There is a small amount of movement in the sky in terms of clouds, but nothing to write home about. There's a little bit of light. I'll just spin you around here. You'll see over my shoulder in the distance here we have a mountain or a very big hill. I'm not up on what the names of the hills are around here, and apart from that, that's about it. There's a bit of a breeze on the water which isn't helping the issue, so we're not getting a reflection, so I've reverted to my go-to settings of the 10 stop and a Grad. If you give me a second, I will spin you around and show you what I'm doing so you can get an idea. Okay? Hang on a minute. So hopefully you can see what I'm seeing, which is these 3 rocks in the foreground. There's more than 3 rocks. You've got 2 little ones here, but I'm not paying, or 3 little ones here. I'm not paying too much attention to those. But they've actually got moss on the top of them, which I think you can pick up from there. And I thought that's quite nice. It will pop out and stand out on what is essentially quite a grey and murky day. So all I've gone for is a portrait orientation, as you can see. And if I come down here, essentially that's what I'm getting. I'm using the 3 stones as the anchor point, the foreground interest. Then we've got the body of water, we've got a bit of a reflection coming up, and then we go up to the mountains here, which have got some clouds scudding across, but going for the long exposure, that's sort of getting blurred out. So yeah, that's worked quite well. The first exposure I got, my test exposure, was around about 161 seconds, I think. Then I went for a really long one to try and bring the green out. Just bear with me 1 second. Then I went for a longer exposure, I think it was 332 seconds, shooting at f10. I'd got the ISO set at 200, and I still have, because it is dull and overcast. There's very little ambient light, or very little usable light. So 332 seconds worked wonderfully. I've got the polariser on so you can see the stones, because the water is crystal clear. The little pebbles in front of the rocks are showing up, and the sky, yeah, there's nothing happening with the sky in any way, shape or form, but that's because I've got the 10 stop on. But yeah, really like that. So anyway, we're just going to have a mosey around here. We're not going to stay forever. We have got a plan to call a couple of places on the way home, dependent on the weather. I don't know what's going on with the weather forecast at the moment. It's saying one thing and it's completely the other. But it's been a fabulous, fabulous weekend. We've found some places that we've not come to before. We've found that having to work for the images that we've got this weekend has actually been quite good fun. The compositions didn't fall in our laps. I don't think any of us have got the images that we'd hoped we would get. As in, I've got some abstracts from Lochrig Tarn. You'd never guess it was Lochrig Tarn, but I think they work. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Coming home with an image that you're pleased with. And that's what's happened. So, I'm going to stop waffling. If I don't catch up with you guys later on, if we don't end up stopping on the way home, thanks ever so much for watching. I know it's been a bit of a bit in the bat this shall we start that again? It's been a bit bitty, this vlog, because of the weather conditions. I can't see the point in trying to talk to you when A, it's flipping freezing and it's blowing a gale. It's just not much fun at all, and it wouldn't make for good watching. So have a good day. Thanks for watching, thanks for all the subscriptions. Any comments on the images, by all means pop them below. You guys might pick up on something that I haven't seen. A fresh pair of eyes always helps. So thanks for watching, have a good day, see you again soon. Bye for now.